You want a high value man? One who's disciplined, successful, emotionally available, and ready to lead. But here's the question nobody wants to ask. Are you actually a high value woman? Or just high maintenance with a vision board? Yep, I said what I said. Welcome back to the Tea List, the podcast where we get real about love, identity, self-worth, and everything we want until it's time to do the work to deserve it. Today we're breaking down the difference between wanting a certain kind of partner and actually aligning with that kind of love. Because let's be honest, a lot of us are praying for a man with discipline, consistency, and emotional safety, but we still operate with survival mode, distrust, and unhealed trauma. So the real question is this: are your habits, mindsets, and heart prepared for what you're actually asking for? Or are you just hoping a high value man will fix what you haven't faced yet? If you're ready for some truth, a little tough love, and a lot of reflection, grab your tea, take a deep breath, and let's get into it. Now, I am sure you know by now that this podcast, this platform right here, we're not about to shame no man. We're not going to say all men cheat. I don't need a man. I don't want a man. I could do battle by myself. Yeah. This podcast here, I am dedicated to help women find the man that they actually want to attract, keep that man, and have that man love her the same way she's going to love him. Let's get into it as I spill the tea. Because listen, wanting a high value man comes with a lot. And I'm here to give you guys the insight and see if that's something you even really want. I know, guys, full disclosure, I am under the weather. Hence why I am sipping my tea as I spill the tea. But I had to record, and an episode had to be released. So let me get into my real question. If you want a man who's intentional, disciplined, financially secure, emotionally grounded, and respected, are you building yourself to attract that type of man? Or just asking for him to show up while you stay in survival mode? Mic drop. Let that sink in. Let's define what women usually mean by high value. Financial stability, emotional maturity, leadership, consistency in character, and social capital or status. Kevin Samuel always emphasized that high value men are selective. He said, men who have options don't choose liabilities, they choose assets. So yeah, it may sound harsh, but the point is, when a man has worked hard to build himself, he's not going to risk it all on someone who doesn't bring something solid to the table. Now on the flip side, Iyanla Vanzant, she said, you cannot get what you're not willing to become. And I love that because it centers the work within. It's not about performing for a man. It's about embodying the woman you say you are. So you naturally attract someone aligned with that energy. Everybody wants a man of value until they realize he's going to require something of you too. Now, let's flip the lens. What would a high value man be drawn to? And let's think about that. They'll be drawn to emotional regulation. I don't know if you guys been watching Love Island. I just got on it. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but I've been watching it. And there's this girl, I think her name is Amaya, and she cries at every little thing. That's not emotional regulation. Class and composure, fitness, femininity, and personal upkeep, without being obsessed with the aesthetics, and loyalty, privacy, and peace. So be honest, ladies, are you cultivating those things or just expecting them? Let me give you an example. A man who works 10 to 12 hours a day, runs a business, and has assets He's not going to entertain drama, inconsistency, or someone who doesn't respect his time. You cannot manifest a high value man with low discipline habits. A lot of women were taught to be hyper independent, but high value men want partnership. Are you okay with letting a man lead without feeling like you're losing yourself? Listen, the soft life requires support. And many women say they want it, but still lead with distrust. The soft life, right? We see it glamorized all over Instagram and TikTok. Baths, brunches, silk robes, and I don't lift a finger energy. And while the aesthetic is cute, the foundation behind a soft life is much, much deeper than that. It requires trust, surrender, and respect. Many women say they want to rest, to be led, but still operate from survival mode. And it may be understandable. Some women were raised to expect disappointment. Some of us watch mothers do it all. We're told, don't rely on no man. And we learned early that vulnerability could lead to betrayal. So we have to do the work. We have to heal within ourselves, understand and notice the trauma, and try to correct the way we think, the way we act, the way we speak. Because we keep saying we want softness, but our spirit still shows up armored. You want a man who provides, that's fine. But you second guess every time he tries to take the lead. You want emotional safety, but shut down the moment a man asks a deeper question. You want a man who shows up, but subconsciously, you test him to see if he fails. Who the heck wants to be tested all the time? I know I don't, especially if I'm not in school. The soft life, ladies, it isn't just about receiving. It's about releasing. Releasing the belief that you always have to be in control. Releasing the idea that asking for help is weak. It actually makes you stronger. Releasing the fear that if you lean, you'll fall. Listen, if a man wanted to cover you, lead you, and pour into you, would you actually let him? Or would your trauma still be running the relationship? Please think about that. He's not trying to control you. He's trying to cover you. But do you trust him enough to let him? Getting into a high value relationship isn't about changing yourself for a man. I'm not asking you to change who you are. It's about upgrading yourself so you don't settle for less than what you deserve. Who we are is what we attract. So if we're out here busting it open on Instagram, you're going to attract a man that just wants to hit it and quit it. You see, so we need to upgrade ourselves so that when a man approaches us, it's the man that we actually want. And we need to start asking ourselves, how do you show up under pressure? Do you have boundaries and standards or just expectations? Can you pour into someone without losing your identity? Let me go a little deeper because here's what's not said enough. Some women are out here asking for luxury men. And I'm talking about private chefs, Chanel bags, business class tickets, the soft life aesthetic. But they haven't built inner stability, emotional maturity, or even basic self-worth. You want him to drop thousands on a lifestyle, but you panic when rent is late. You want him to provide emotional safety, but you explode every time you feel ignored. You want a man who's spiritually guided, but you haven't prayed, meditated, or reflected on anything deeper than your next Instagram caption. That's not shade, just a little bit. This is a mirror. Real luxury isn't bought. It's embodied. It's peace. It's discipline. Wholeness. That's what makes a woman magnetic, not just her wish list. Let me ask you a few questions. Do you feel grounded when no one's validating you? Can you regulate your emotions without needing someone to fix it for you? Are you living in alignment with the kind of life you want, or just waiting for a man to sponsor it? Now I need to reference Pop the Balloon or Find Love. I was thinking about maybe doing a reaction video, but then I realized my reaction videos might be 3 times longer than the actual episode, and I know nobody wants to watch that because I got a lot to say. But one episode in particular, I will add the episode in my description, the link to it, of course. This man comes out and Arlette asks him, what do you do for a living? He's like, I just graduated med school. I am an anesthesiologist. And one of the young ladies pops her balloon. And when Arlette asks her, she's like, I'm looking for someone that's more seasoned in his career. I know you just graduated, but yeah, I'm looking for someone more seasoned. When I tell you, I paused on that episode really quick because I'm like, I know I did not just hear what I just heard, because it has to be that she doesn't know what that is, or she's just not mature enough to handle a high value man. Because that man right there is starting off, I know in New York, I believe it's like about 300, 400K a year. What do you mean he's not seasoned enough? Yes, he just started, but you don't see that potential right there? I mean, some girls just be blocking their own blessings without even realizing it, because he is about to be making money. If you're going to pop your balloon for a man that's not seasoned, but he's about to have that potential, you're blocking your own blessings. Sis, baby girl, I'm not asking you to lower your standards. It's about raising your frequency. Because when your spirit is aligned, you don't have to chase luxury. You attract it. And that lady right there, she obviously needs to raise her frequency, because she definitely is not attracting that high value man with comments like that. You guys got me losing my voice. This topic is very triggering. Here's the tea. Here's the truth. A high value man isn't some prize to chase. He's a mirror. And if what you want isn't showing up, it might be time to reflect on what you're radiating. Drop in the comments. What's one thing you're actively doing to become a high value woman? Not for a man, but for yourself. Be honest, be gentle, be real. And as always, if you enjoyed this episode, hit subscribe, like, and share it with a sis who's ready to level up inside and out, or who might need to level up inside and out but doesn't know it yet. Until next time, stay soft. And I don't mean for the aesthetics. Stay grounded and stay on the tea list, baby. Because the tea list will always give you the tea. Hopefully next episode, I don't sound like this. But until next time, love you guys.